County Sheriff, where's your emergency?
Someone broke into our house. Our address is 4414 Oak Leaf Court, Northeast. I've been shot. My other family member's been shot. I need help immediately.
Okay, I'm doing Cedar Rapids on the line here.
Okay, what's going on?
There's someone out there.
Okay.
I've been shot.
You've been shot?
I just been shot.
There's a subject down.
Third victim.
115, we have 3 victims. Start us at least 3 ambulances.
On the morning of June 15th, 2021, 20-year-old Alexander Jackson called 911 from his home in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. He told dispatchers that a masked intruder had broken into the house and shot him in the foot. But when officers entered the Jackson home, they found something far worse than a burglary gone wrong. 4 victims, 1 survivor, no forced entry, and a story that didn't quite make sense.
Who's this down here?
Hey, who are you?
Dad. Is that your dad?
What happened?
What happened?
There, he came down. There was a man.
Who shot your...
Who else is here?
My sister.
She's back?
Yeah, she's in her room.
Is he okay?
I think so. Sabrina?
Sabrina?
Is that a room right there?
Sabrina?
One of the officers slowly approached the bedroom at the end of the hall. Inside, 19-year-old Sabrina Jackson lay curled in the fetal position with a gunshot wound to her left eye. She was unresponsive.
Third victim.
Third victim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good there.
At this point, the only family member still unaccounted for was Alex's mother, Melissa Jackson. Unsure if the shooter was still inside, officers began clearing the rest of the house, moving cautiously from room to room.
I want to start here. You want to hold it? Police department! Sound off if you're here! Police department! Yeah, I got a garage back here. I'm gonna check the garage. Yeah, that's fine. Well, assuming there's a mother around here somewhere. Flip her.
Cedar Rapids Police, if anyone's inside, sound out now. Police department? Can you get this paused quick?
Moving on to the master bedroom, the officers find Melissa.
To the master bedroom. Fourth victim.
So we had a triple homicide?
Back downstairs, officers tried to get more information from Alex. But just like during the 911 call, his answers were vague. He seemed unable or unwilling to explain what had just happened.
Are you able to walk or limp?
What's your name?
What?
What's your name?
Alex.
Alex.
Yeah.
Alex, what happened?
There was a man.
What man?
A tall man.
Breathe and relax, all right?
Did you get my mom?
Yep, we're getting everybody. I want you to relax and worry about yourself right now. I think he's in shock about everything.
With the house now cleared and no sign of an intruder, EMTs arrived on scene and loaded Alex onto a stretcher. He was taken to the hospital for treatment, still claiming he had no idea who attacked his family. Meanwhile, officers began assessing the scene, room by room, victim by victim, trying to piece together what had actually happened inside this home.
First one is right here. Shot in the head.
Actually, Jan Jackson was never shot in the head. He was hit 5 times, neck, chest, and back. A mistake made in the moment, but a detail that matters.
Where's the next one? Right here. Another gunshot to the head. Okay. I don't know where the entrance went. Jesus Christ. Teenager. Watch out, you don't step on the rounds. Multiple gunshot wounds.
As officers examined each body, one detail became impossible to ignore. Every shot had been deliberate. John, Melissa, and Sabrina were each killed with precision. No signs of hesitation, no unfinished intent. But Alex, a single, superficial wound to the foot. Nothing stolen, no signs of struggle, just 3 bodies and 1 carefully placed injury. Back in the ambulance, Alex became more talkative. offering new details about what supposedly happened inside the house.
You ran into who? Okay. You ran into him how? You already did it. With like a fist or? Okay. Fist short. Yeah, my foot. You were sleeping in the porch? Yeah. Okay. Then what happened? Did you hear gunshots or what? Yeah. Saw somebody in your house? Yeah.
Alex, who opened the back door?
I don't know. Maybe you did. Only saw one guy? Yeah. One gun? Yeah.
Detectives learned that Alex had been surprisingly talkative with paramedics during the ambulance ride, so they were eager to hear what else he might say. But with doctors still working on his foot, they couldn't question him directly just yet, so they improvised, setting up an officer's body camera inside the emergency room, just in case Alex said something they couldn't afford to miss.
Now there's a white man, black man, Hispanic, Asian.
Oh, what? I know he's wearing black clothes and he had a mask on. It's like, oh, you have one of those ski masks or whatever. Trying to ski mask. Yeah, but you can't scare. No. But shoes. So I think they're. I can't tell you.
As detectives questioned Alex in the ER, he hesitated, sighed, and stumbled through vague, uncertain answers. Meanwhile, officers back at the scene were combing the area with a K-9 unit, looking for any scent trail that might lead to the alleged intruder. They found nothing. Officers canvassed the neighborhood, but no one reported seeing a masked man. And on a warm summer morning, that seemed hard to miss. The Jacksons' front door camera showed no activity. The back camera, disabled. Investigators pulled footage from nearby homes, scrubbing through hours of recordings, but no one appeared on camera before the first responders arrived at 8:31 a.m. Back at the hospital, the detectives were starting to think the same thing. Alex's story wasn't just unclear, it might be unraveling.
Can we start out with like last night, maybe? Like, what time did you get home last night? Or
I was home
okay,
all day.
okay. What time did you go to bed?
11
And where did you sleep at?
on the porch.
How come you slept on the porch? Is that were you normally
It's
sleep?
nice up there. I woke up for gunshots. What is that?
I heard it downstairs. So I went downstairs. He was messing with my dad's gun.
Oh my dad. He was on the floor. And I ran at him. Yeah. Why?
I think I captured the gun. It's fired. And then, obviously, that happens.
You think someone was upset with your family? If it's that way, I don't know what. How do you feel about your family? I love my family. Did they ever do anything that upsets you? Oh yeah, that's right. How does your dad feel about your choices, your life choices? Have you ever had any problems with them? Like serious problems with them? He's probably, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Same. Sister. I guess.
Despite Alex's calm demeanor, detectives began to uncover fractures within the Jackson household, especially between Alex and his younger sister Sabrina. The two often clashed over personal beliefs, and according to those close to them, their arguments could get intense. Earlier that year, Alex had failed all of his university classes. His father, Jan, had been paying the tuition, and when the grades came in, he gave Alex an ultimatum: get a job and contribute, or get out of the house.
We stepped out and talked to coworkers. They were up at your house. Alex, the reality is there's not any evidence that anyone else was over at your house. But there was there. Alex, do you want to tell us what happened? What really happened?
We're not here to judge you at all.
I went downstairs, and the man was there. My father. I got shot. Alex, that's not what the evidence is showing. When's the first time you thought about this scenario. I didn't do it. Okay? I would never hurt my family. They are important to me. I love them.
What's perplexing to me right now is for me to understand that why you would want to hurt your family.
Why would I?
Alex, your sister was in her bed. Her George don't shoot 18 and 18-year-old girls in bed and not ransack the house.
I don't understand how you escaped carnage in that house. It makes no sense at all.
I get hurts.
You know when I go to shoot my mother, that's why we hurt.
But it didn't hurt that bad?
Blood hurt. You know?
Alex makes an interesting comment, and the detectives took it as more than just a passing thought. To them, it sounded like someone who had planned the whole thing, right down to the injury. From that point on, the tone shifted. They weren't asking for answers anymore. They were pressing for a confession.
It's offensive that I just spelled out all of the evidence to you, and then you're going to sit here and tell me, basically, I think you're dumb, is what you're saying without saying it. I think that's offensive.
Al, you're the one that didn't lose her family. Al,
Okay. Because I didn't kill my family, that's why.
You want us to write down in the report that there's a guy in your house, but there's no video, and never showing up or leaving. Do you want us to put that down, or do you want to give us some sort of an explanation that makes sense? I won't pick up the phone.
With no confession and no meaningful answers, detectives ended the interview and let medical staff proceed with Alex's foot surgery. But while he was being treated, they obtained a warrant for his phone. The data showed activity at 6 a.m., 2 hours before Alex claimed he woke up to the sound of gunshots. It was a major inconsistency, and detectives believed they now had enough. They charged Alex Jackson with 3 counts of first-degree murder, and when he was discharged from the hospital, officers were waiting to bring him in. Before booking him, they gave him one final opportunity to come clean.
We took into account your theory about a ski mask intruder coming in with the worst description on the planet. You gotta just be honest with this man. We know no one left.
Well, I'm telling you how I saw it, you know?
Right? You still think someone was there?
Yeah. Do I know someone was there?
Who's using your phone at 6 a.m. to get on social media?
Maybe me? I don't know. I don't remember.
How could you use it at 6 if you were asleep till 8?
If they came there to murder people, like you said, then they would have had to get lucky enough that you had left a gun out for them. And then be able to know right where everybody's at and shoot everyone and get in a fight with the biggest person in the house and be able to escape. You cannot sit there and look me in the eye and say, yeah, well, that did happen. Are you ashamed? Is that why you don't want to tell us?
Well, I don't want to tell you because I didn't do it.
Well, you're being charged with murder of your mom, your dad, and your sister. And you're gonna go to jail.
Brainstorm how to get your ass out of this trouble you're in.
The gig's up, bud.
I didn't do it.
Alex continued to claim his innocence, but with no confession and growing evidence against him, detectives rolled him out of the interview room and brought him straight to his cell. He pled not guilty to all 3 counts of murder. That same day, friends and neighbors held a vigil for John, Melissa, and Sabrina Jackson. In January of 2023, over a year and a half after the killings, Alex's trial began. His appearance had changed, clean cut with a small man bun and goatee, but the prosecution argued that behind the new look stood the same young man who had executed his family. They introduced Sabrina's journal, where she described frequent conflicts with Alex and how she often felt afraid to share her personal life with him. The defense, meanwhile, claimed detectives had zeroed in on Alex too quickly, ruling out the possibility of a home invasion within minutes of arriving at the scene. They brought forward friends, teachers, and former scouts who described Alex as kind, mild-mannered, and respectful. But after 6 days of testimony, it was time for the closing arguments, and the prosecution began with a single, chilling observation about Alex's behavior during the 911 call.
Never In that 911 call, do you hear the defendant yell out to his sister? Sabrina, I've been shot. Dad's been shot. Are you okay? Nothing. And the reason the defendant isn't calling out to his sister is because he knows that she's dead. He doesn't call out to his mom. Mom, I've been shot. Mom, are you okay? Mom, help me. Check on Dad. Because he knows his mother is also dead. This was not some random intruder that breaks in and executes a family that he doesn't know with a gun that he didn't bring with the hope to steal things that are never stolen. Where there's a struggle with a huge man and a tall man, a black man with green shoes wearing all black and a ski mask with gloves on. Makes no sense. The murderer in this case that you're looking for, ladies and gentlemen, is seated right behind me. And that murderer is Alexander Jackson.
This is a family that took pride in their family. Why would Alexander Jackson kill his family? It makes no sense. He had no history of violence, no history of mental illness, and had never been in trouble before. This is a picture of Alex when he gets there at the hospital. You can see in his eyes the shock and the terror.
The defense also pushed back against the prosecution's version of events, especially the timeline of when and where Alex was shot. According to prosecutors, the wound to Alex's foot happened in the bedroom, and the rifle was staged next to his father afterward. But the defense argued the opposite, that the shooting happened near Jan's body, where a pool of blood was found. They pointed to the trail of bloody footprints leading away from that area, claiming the pattern supported their version. In the bedroom, Alex supposedly tried to make a tourniquet using a belt and cloth, though the belt broke. As he walked back down the hall, the footprints changed shape, now showing a gap in the middle, where the cloth covered his wound. They said this disproved the idea that the shooting happened in the bedroom. And if Alex had placed the gun next to his father after the fact, they asked, why was there no blood on the weapon?
We believe that reasonable doubt is all over this case. Alex had no reason to want to harm his family. And we would ask that you return a verdict of not guilty. Thank you.
And with that, it was all done. Both sides had made their case. The jury had heard every argument, seen every piece of evidence. After 6 days in court, they retreated behind closed doors. 6 hours later, they came back with a verdict.
All right, would the parties please stand? As to each of the 3 counts, form of verdict 2 has been executed. We, the jury, find the defendant, Alexander Jackson, guilty of the offense of murder in the first degree.
Following the guilty verdict, Alex Jackson was sentenced to 3 consecutive life terms, 1 for each member of his family. He will spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole. His appeal was quickly denied. Today, Alex is serving his sentence at the Iowa State Penitentiary in Fort Madison. The Jackson home on Oakleaf Court remains a chilling reminder of what took place there. And for the community that once knew this as just another quiet neighborhood, the scars left behind are permanent.